Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and we are just probably days away, it could be later today, about finding out about the first big balance patch of Festival Legends, which is supposed to be a lot of buffs, but I thought it'd be a lot of fun to take a look at what have been the worst cards by far so far, because there are some really hilariously bad cards and numbers to look over, and I just thought it'd be fun before they get buffed, before they get changed, we at least have like it recorded somewhere of how bad they are. Like, what were they thinking making these? I mean, they tried, you know, sometimes things don't work out. It's a lot of fun to take a look at least. Oh, and by the way, Warrior, not even last anymore. Do they even need buffs? You'll see in a second, they probably do. And before we take a look at those cards, friendly reminder that we were less than 1,000 subs away from 69,420. It would be awfully nice if we hit that milestone so we can have our next big giveaway. So as usual, we're gonna be using HS replay data since the latest balance patch that saw a couple of things changed, but we're gonna be looking diamond through legend and using deck win rate as our kind of statistical organizer. Will they be all warrior cards? Well, there's a good amount of them, and I think you can guess what three definitely make the list. And starting off at number 10, and no, I did not plan this, it literally is number 10, DJ Mana Storm, the 10 mana Mage Legendary, is in 0.4% of decks, has a 34.3% deck win rate, and has been played 1,800 times. People have tried making this card work, at least diamond through legends. It's the latest patch and all that. Okay, these are just HS replay numbers, so people that use HS replay and all that. But still, card not performing well. I will note though, the played win rate, 60%. When you play it, you probably win. The problem is to get to that point where you play DJ Mana Storm, pyroblast some people, the survivability for Mage outside of solid alibi, and I guess you gain your armor with your skeletons just isn't there. There's just not enough. Like, Mage was really relying on that pink hero power package with like Dawn Grasp last set. That's all gone now, and yeah, they just can't get there, and as a result, DJ Mana Storm is not making people wait till it gets to 10 mana too much these days. He's just kind of blowing up before then. At number 9, we have the Demon Hunter epic card that is an achievement card and nothing else. Instrument Smasher is in 0.04% of decks, has a 34.1% deck win rate, has been played 510 times. It's just a bad card. Like, you have to have a weapon equipped and ready to break when you play this, and you're just refreshing another weapon. That could be bad, it could be okay, but overall it's nothing great. This card's played win rate is even lower than the deck win rate. It just brings down any deck it's in. It's not a good card, and yeah, just getting a random weapon, it just, why not just play Outcast Demon Hunter and draw a billion cards guaranteed? Like, there's just such better strategies, particular in Demon Hunter, relics, all that stuff. The card just doesn't make sense. At number 8, we have another weapon-based card. This one's neutral. Worgen Roadie, the 3-mana 3/4 Battlecry, summon a 0/3 instrument case for your opponent. Break it, and you get a random weapon. Add it to your hand, by the way. You don't equip it. It's in 0.07% of decks, has a 33.3% deck win rate, and has been played 1,000 times. Another card when played that brings the deck win rate down, and I assume it sees this much play because there's an achievement tied to it. I feel like if it just equipped the weapon after you broke the thing, maybe it'd be okay. Maybe it'd be a decent-ish card. Probably not even then, but the fact that you have to give your opponent a minion they could possibly use, and then you have to hopefully get a weapon worth, you know, playing, and then you have to spend the mana on the weapon, just makes it just unplayable. You'd rather just play a weapon if you were a weapon class, or just literally anything else if you're another class. Next we have very limited data on this one, but I use sparse data because it's what we're gonna do here. It makes for some funny moments. At number 7, the Merch Seller, a 4-mana 3/5 Naga. At the end of your turn, put a random spell on the top of your opponent's deck. It is in 0% of decks. They don't even round it up to 0.01. It is a deck win rate of 32.4%. It has been played 32 times. I guess if you really want to disrupt your opponent with possibly giving them a good spell, or, you know, bad spell or whatever, I guess, but overall, I mean, if it sticks on the board, which actually happened to me once on Arena, I believe someone played this and I couldn't remove it, I just kept getting random spells off the top, and it's like better than my deck, and it worked out pretty well. Like, the card just isn't good. I don't know what you're doing with it, and as a result, nobody is playing it, and the numbers on the two people that have are not particularly good. And now let's talk about our first Riff card of the list, and yes, all 3 Riffs make the list. They're all that bad. At number 6, we have the 6-mana Riff, the best one of the bunch, Bridge Riff at 0.3% of decks, 32.3% deck win rate, and it's been played 3,600 times. People have tried. These are by far the most played cards. All the Riffs here are the most played cards on this list, and they just suck hard. When you play them, they're bad. This one, played win percentage, actually boosts the deck a tiny bit, because yeah, the Bridge Riff pay off. You know, when you play the other cheaper ones and you get the 6-mana one with it, that's not that bad. But the thing is, this is worth maybe 6 mana in today's Hearthstone, arguably 5, and then, you know, you're cheating it out later. That's all right, because you're cheating out for 2 or 3. But then when you play the 2 or 3, you're paying extra for those terrible effects. So regardless, the Riffs aren't great, and let's just go to the next one at number 5, the Chorus Riff, which again, in 0.3% of decks, has a 32.2% deck win rate, and has been played 5,200 times. Played a lot more because, well, you're probably dead by the time you play the 6-mana one and all of that. And again, you have to finale all these to make it worth. Like, you don't have to finale the first one because it doesn't matter. It's the first one. It's not going to repeat. But finaling is not the easiest thing in the world to have the exact mana to end your turn on, especially when you're ending your turn on drawing. That always feels bad. You kind of want to use that draw to whatever advantage. And yeah, Chorus Riff just really bad, but not the worst Riff. Shockingly, no one will guess what the worst one is, considering it's the only one left. Anyways, number 4, Crowd Surfer, the 1-mana epic I misread during the card review. I never misread cards, by the way. It has Death Rattle. Give any other minion +1/+1, and this Death Rattle, it is in 0.06% of decks, 32.2% deck win rate, and played 980 times. It can go to the enemy minion. It just kills the card. Like, you can't really control that enough that you could just give them buffs. You could just die. Like, what's the point? Even I talked about in my review when I thought I just hit tribal minions, because I'm like, it can't be this bad. It is that bad. But even then, I'm like, Shaman can like double Death Rattles or Plated Drew. It's just terrible. I don't know what the point of the card is. Another achievement card, I guess. But overall, yeah, doing as badly as expected. And the last Riff here is at number 3, Verse Riff, the 2-mana Claw. Unbelievable. In 0.3% of decks, 31.8% deck win rate. So even worse than the other Riffs, despite the fact that you would think they would all go in the same deck. Somehow brings it down even more. Played 4,700 times. Let's hope the Riffs are buffed, because like I have said, for all of them, they're bad. Everybody thought they would be bad. They're like the most obviously bad cards in a long, long time. And yeah, all the other cards here are basically crappy neutrals. These are class cards in a class card package, like it was supposed to be run together. It's one of the biggest misses I've seen from the dev team in a while, and just making, especially for a class that was the worst going into the set. It's quite startling, and I really hope that they all lose a mana really soon, because my goodness, they are absolutely terrible. But not the worst. And at number 2, we have Freebird, the 4-mana neutral charge beast. Battlecry, gain +1/+1 for each other Freebird you play this game. It is in 0.04% of decks, a 29.7% deck win rate, and has been played 870 times. It's so slow. The only class that has any means of balancing this, doing anything with it right now, is Rogue, mostly with Shadow Step, and it's still way too slow, and they could just build like 10/10s and 12/12s with their location just as fast. It doesn't have charge, but it's probably going to get more damage in than a 2/2 they get a bit. It's way too awkward, way too clunky. People have tried because it's a cool card, but yeah, overall, not very good. And at number 1, the least played card of Festival Legends. You probably don't even know it's a card. Obsessive Fan. It is a 4-mana 2/6 neutral minion. Battlecry, you choose a minion, any minion, friendly, enemy, whatever you want. It has stealth while this is alive. It is in 0% of decks. It has a 19.1% deck win rate and has been played 8 times. Now that is some sample size, but overall, like, why would you play this card? What are you giving stealth? I have seen this card, I've seen it played once. I will be fair. I saw it played one time. It was an arena, and they stealthed my taunt to get around it. They still lost, but they did something with it, and that's something you can do. But it looks like nobody else has really figured out anything, and as a result, it's terrible, the worst card, and nobody is even bothering playing it. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of the list, and hopefully we hear about some, big buffs, so maybe not all these cards, like the RIFFS, aren't so terrible in the near future. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.